I regret not fixing my marriage and neglecting my wife. Before I start, I just wanted to say please don't take your partner for granted, appreciate them, and try fixing the relationship before it's too late. I, 45M, was previously married to my ex-wife, 44F. Let's call her Sophie. Sophie and I got married after we both graduated from university and got a job. We met there due to being in the same classes. First it was casual hellos, then it turned into friendly conversation. After that we started falling in love. We dated for a long time and I thought she is the one. I promised myself I'll marry her as soon as I graduate and get a job. She was kind, sweet, loving, smart, beautiful. She was literally the woman of my dreams and still is to this day. Sophie was amazing and she even stayed by my side to comfort me after my dog died. She loved him too and played with him a lot. She was the best. Everything started going downhill after we got married. It started with small issues that got solved quickly. As time passed, the problems became bigger. Sophie would tell me how she's hurt that I don't spend a lot of time with her and would rather hang out with friends. Back then I was an ass, I'll admit it. I thought she was trying to be controlling, so I started an argument. She would end it by apologizing. Just remembering this hurts me a lot. I was in the wrong, but she was the one apologizing even though she did nothing wrong. Things got worse when I met a new friend at work, Emma. I only considered her a friend, and she was already married, so I didn't know why my wife got upset by that. Looking back, it was a terrible thing to do. I would talk about Emma a lot to my wife, which would start an argument after that, resulting in me sleeping alone on the couch. One day, my wife caught me having lunch with Emma and her husband. The look on her faces still breaks my heart to this day. She didn't say anything and walked away. Sophie was upset because I promised I would take her to lunch that day, but I forgot. Not to mention that I also promised I would lower my contact with Emma. When I returned home, there was a screaming match between me and Sophie. I ended up calling her insecure and a controlling woman. God, I wish I could take it all back. She just looked at me in shock and nodded. Fine, do whatever you want. After that argument, we stopped talking for a while. I thought she needed some space, but a week turned into 2, and 2 turned into 3. 3 turned into a month, you get the idea. She stopped telling me about her day. She stopped kissing my cheek before I go to work. She stopped having conversations with me. She stopped asking me if I needed anything or help. We even stopped being intimate and loving. I was really stupid to the point I didn't see the sign. I tried being intimate with her, but she just pushed me away and went to sleep. When I tried kissing her, she would cover my mouth and walk away. It broke my heart a lot. I thought she was going through depression, so I started following her in case she had any suicidal thoughts. When I got there, she was with her girlfriends, laughing and being chatty. It's been a long time since the last time I saw her like that, all smiley and cheerful. The Sophie I fell in love with. Back then I still denied that I was the problem. Now I realize how big of a jerk and a narcissist I was. I came over to my parents' house and spoke to my sister about this. She looked shocked and disgusted at me. I can already tell she knew I was the problem, then said, "Oh boy, you're losing your wife." I will not lie, that sentence made my heart drop, bro. She's emotionally and mentally checked out. I can't blame her though. It's a miracle she didn't divorce you yet. You're so fucking disgusting, and I can't believe I have a narcissist piece of shit for a brother. My sister made me realize how big the issue is. My entire body went numb after hearing all of this. Am I losing Sophie? Will she divorce me? Is there time to fix my marriage? I immediately went home to see Sophie laying on the couch, taking a nap. She looked so beautiful, and the thought of losing her made my heart ache. When she opened her eyes, she just kept glaring at me. I told her I wanted to apologize for everything, and to start over. She looked at me as if she saw a ghost, then laughed at my face. She just got up and went to our room. I tried talking to her time and time again, but nothing. She didn't want to listen. I made restaurant reservations several times so I can take her on dates, but she always canceled or didn't show up. That's when I started to know how she exactly felt every time I canceled on her, or went to my friends instead. Sophie and I grew apart each day. It was driving me crazy and I got sick for several days. She just didn't care about me. I hated this feeling, but I deserved it. She got sick while I was at a friend's house. Still, I didn't bother to come home to check on her or take care of her. I was a terrible husband. Sophie wanted nothing but for me to care about her, or even take her feelings into consideration, but I couldn't even do the bare minimum for her. I can't blame her. One day she sat me down and the worst happened. She asked me for a divorce and gave me the papers. I started crying and begging her to not do this. She just slapped me in anger, and it was the first time she ever hit me. To say I was shocked would be an understatement. Sophie said she didn't want a single penny from me or the house. I can keep everything. She just wants me out of her life. Sophie went off on me about how she was trying to save this marriage for 5 years, and she failed miserably in every attempt. For 5 years I prioritized my friends and Emma over her. For 5 years I made her miserable and feel unloved, unappreciated, neglected. Everything she said broke my heart. She said I didn't deserve a second chance because she's been giving me millions of chances for 5 years, and yet I didn't do anything to make it up for her. She even told me that I had the audacity to try to fix things when it was too late, and expects her to forgive me in seconds. She mentioned how I always forget her birthday, our anniversary. It shocked me when she said she made a big plan for our anniversary, but I always made excuses. The last straw was when we had that argument. It made her realize that I was a selfish jerk, and she deserved way better. I broke down after she told me this marriage was nothing but a huge mistake, and how she wishes she never met me. I felt my heart shatter into millions of pieces. My parents and family were not thrilled about this and sided with my wife. They all said that Sophie deserves better than me, which is true. After the divorce, I fell into deep depression. I became an alcoholic and got fired from my job. That's why my family decided to drag me to therapy, because I started becoming suicidal. I started feeling better after a few months, but I don't think I'll ever heal after losing my Sophie. Sophie was still in touch with my family. She loves her in-laws and said that I'm not someone worthy to cut contact with good people like my family. She only visits them when I'm not around. If I'm there, she won't come. For your information, Sophie's parents died when she was still a teenager, and she considers my parents her parents, so that's why. She has a good relationship with them, and they consider her their daughter. After I started feeling better with my therapist's help, I came back to square one when my family told me that Sophie invited them to her wedding. I can feel myself getting headaches and nauseous. I felt sick. The love of my life will get married to someone else. My parents told me she met this guy 2 years after our divorce, then dated for 3 years. They even talked about how she seemed happier with this guy. His name was Matthew, and he was a sweet man to her, according to my parents and sister. She married Matthew and had 2 boys with him. She's currently pregnant with a girl. When I got the news, I was becoming more and more depressed. I did a stupid thing and asked her to take me back while I was drunk and crying. Sophie told my parents, and they ripped a new one because of this. They told me to stop contacting her, and it's over for me. So there you have it. I'm 45 today, single and no kids or a wife. I have to move on, but I can't. My heart is still with Sophie. Maybe if I was a better husband, Sophie would still be here with me and maybe our kids. She's been happily remarried for 5 years and I'm still miserable. I wish I treated her better. I hate myself every day because of this.